Open page 7. Shanti mantra. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is a Shanti mantra which we recite before the study of Kaṭha. Kaṭha is an Upanishad, as you must have known. Upanishad means self-knowledge, knowledge of self, or Brahma Vidya, knowledge of Brahman, because that is what the word Upanishad itself reveals. The word Upanishad is made up of three components: the prefixes upa and ni, and the verbal root sad or sad. The prefixes upa and ni also impart a meaning to this word Upanishad. Upanishad means the knowledge, and knowledge, what is the subject matter of the knowledge, is suggested by the prefix upa. Upa samipye. The prefix upa is in the sense of proximity, meaning that Upanishad is the knowledge of something that is proximate. Now, proximate is a relative word. Where this table is more proximate to me than those chairs, and the body is more proximate to me than this table. So when this word proximate is not qualified, then it would mean the proximate. And what is the most proximate is the self. The upa, the prefix upa in the word Upanishad, which stands for proximity, reveals the or suggests the subject matter of the knowledge called Upanishad. Upa, that which is proximate, and the most proximate, unqualified proximate is my own self. Therefore, Upanishad, the word suggests the knowledge of the self. What kind of knowledge is suggested by the next prefix ni? Upa, ni, sad. Ni means nishchitam. So if Upanishad is knowledge, upa suggests the subject matter of knowledge, which is self, which is the most proximate. And ni suggests the nature of knowledge. Ni means nishchitam jnanam, ascertained knowledge, meaning the knowledge without any errors, or doubts or errors. Nishchitam jnanam, abiding knowledge, which leaves no doubt in me about its veracity or truthfulness. And Sat is the root, which has these three meanings. The Pranini Dhatu Patha, which lists all the various 2200 verbal roots, gives also meanings of those roots. Sad, Visharane, Avasadane, Gatau. This verbal root Sat is given three meanings. One is the Visharanam, loosening. Avasadanam, destroying. And Gatau, the Gati, or the reaching someplace. So with this knowledge we reach somewhere. With knowledge, how can you reach anywhere? Knowledge just reveals what is, does not involve any action, but then I feel as though I have reached somewhere. Like the knowledge of the 10th man. When he discovers I am the 10th man, that knowledge creates in feeling, I got the 10th man. He was searching for the 10th man, believing that the 10th man was lost, recognizing that I am the 10th man who has been searching, that I have been searching for myself. So he says, I got it. There's no getting involved here, because the knowledge of 10th man reveals the fact that I am the 10th man, but still, because the 10th man is thought to be lost, therefore that knowledge creates a feeling that I got it. Similarly also in our life also, we're always seeking to be something. The human life can be described as a process of becoming. Becoming something better than what I am, becoming happier than what I am, becoming more successful than what I am, becoming greater than what I am, because of my conclusion about myself, that I'm not happy as I am, I'm not great enough as I am, I'm not successful enough as I am. And therefore this desire always remains to be more successful, greater than what I am, more powerful, wealthier, more well-known than I am. Just the desire to become something better or bigger than what I am is always there. So generally the life is life of becoming. I'm trying to become something. I've not really thought of what it is that I want to become. If you ask the young man to write an essay on, give us the sketch of what you want to become. How do you see yourself in the future? It may be difficult to answer that question. I want to be successful. But what is successful? Wealthy is successful, famous is successful, powerful is successful. As long as you are not attained there, once you attain then the definition of success also changes. It's like an elusive ant which seems to come grasp into a grasp and again you lose it. So this human being is constantly trying to become something. This knowledge enables me to become what it is that I want to become by enabling me to discover that I am what I always wanted to become. I want to become great, big, successful. That's what I am. In fact, I am much bigger than what I thought I was. I am limitless. So this is knowledge, simply by revealing my true nature, creates in me a sense of total success, because it removes from me this false conclusion about myself that I am not a successful person. I am no good, Swami. Usually in human mind there is a constant sense of self-dissatisfaction. Regardless of how the world looks at me, the world may think that I am a great person, but I don't necessarily think so. And therefore what is important in our life is not the world thinks of me, is what I think of myself. This knowledge makes me recognize that I am all right as I am, that I am already a successful person, I am already a complete being. Just simply by revealing the nature of self, I feel that I achieved something in my life, something that was already achieved. But still I did not know, and therefore I feel I've achieved something. In that sense, that verbal root sad, which means to go somewhere, reach somewhere, is a sort of a feeling created in me that I've reached where I wanted to reach. In fact, I already was there. But not knowing that there was as though a self-denial, when there is not there, I have reached what I wanted to, where I wanted to reach. So this verbal root sat is to reach some place, reach a successful person, reach a successful I, become the successful I. And therefore Visharanam, it loosens the complexes I've had about myself, that I am a small, limited being. I did not have much respect for myself. I did not respect myself. Even though the world may have respected me, I did not respect myself. But now I find myself respectable in my own perception. And so all those complexes about me get loosened and ultimately get eliminated. So Upanishad is the self-knowledge which enables me to see I already am what I was always trying to become. Kathopanishad is one of those Upanishads which also teaches us the self-knowledge. And the passage that we have selected, Uttisthata, Jagrata, Prapyavaran Nibodhata, Surasya Dhara Nishita Duratyaya, Durgam Pathastat Kavayo Vadanti. Very famous statement. So Vivekananda made it very famous. Awake, arise, stop not till the goal is reached. That is how he translated this. Uttisthata, Jagrata, Uttisthata, arise, Jagrata, wake up. Now, second line says something different from, quite a little bit different from what Swami Vivekananda said. Prapya varan nibodhata. Varan prapya. Vara means someone who is superior, respectable, reverential, venerable. Reach out to the venerable ones. Reach out to the worshipful ones, venerable ones, meaning the wise people. Prapya varan. May you approach the wise. Nibodhata. And may you learn from them. May you gain knowledge from them. Uttisthata, Jagrata, Prapyavaran, Nibodhata. So this is a statement that comes from Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad, perhaps I presume that most of you know, is a dialogue between the teacher, Lord Yama, the Lord of Death, and the young disciple, pre-teen, I guess, disciple, Nachiketa. They don't tell us what his age is, but still, we assume that he is an adolescent or pre-teen boy. And Nachiketa is always very inspiring. Always inspires us. Also gives us a picture, is an embodiment of what one should be or what one would like to be. He displays a tremendous amount of Shraddha, the trust in the truth or Satyam truth. He has a tremendous amount of inner strength to be able to let go whatever is required to let go. Tyaga or renunciation is an embodiment of renunciation, embodiment of vairagya or dispassion, embodiment of viveka or discrimination, viveka, vairagya. This is what Nachiketa demonstrates by his very character. This Nachiketa is a young boy, maybe 12 years old, and his father, Vajashravasa, was performing a ritual that lasted for several days. Sarvavedasam dadau. It was a ritual that involved giving into dakshina everything that one has to the brahmanas. Those kinds of rituals were performed when a person is retiring, gives up everything. Sarvavedasam dadau. Vayashravasa, the father of Nachiketa, also performed Vishvajit Yaga, in which one gives up everything. And that is a ritual that is performed for reaching heaven. So this ritual is going on, it is coming to a conclusion. And dakshina, the gifts are being given to the priests, the Ritvigs. So Nachiketa, this boy is watching what's going on. And then he saw Tam Shraddham Avivesha. He saw what was going on. He saw that the cows or dakshina was given to the Ritvigs. Dakshinasu niyamanasu shraddham avivesha sa amanyata. Dakshinasu. The cows which were to be gifted to the priests were being brought. Niyamanasu shraddham avivesha. When Nachiketa saw the cows that were being brought for dakshina for the Ritvigs, Shraddha Avivesha, the Shraddha entered in him because he was learned in all the Vedic scriptures. His father himself was a great Pandita, and therefore he must have learned from his father. He knew everything, he knew the scriptures. And Shraddha entered into him. So, he says, Pitodakaha, Jagdhatrunaha, Dugdhadoha, Nirindriya. My father is giving away in gift the cows which are totally worthless. Pitodakaha, those who have drunk their last water, not capable of drinking water. Jagdhatrunaha, those who have eaten the last grass, not capable of eating grass. Dugdhadoha, for those from whom the milk was, milk was milk, meaning that they are not able to give milk. Totally, old and dilapidated, worthless cows. Now, Upaniṣad doesn't tell us why his father was giving this kind of cows to the priests. But Nachiketa watched this and he felt pain in his heart. My father is giving away this kind of useless cows to the priests. What will they do with them? These cows will be a burden to the Brahmins rather than being, their wealth. So cow was looked upon as a wealth, and this kind of cows are more a burden. Anandanamate lokaha tam tagadata sagachat tadadata. He says the one who gives up this kind of cows will have to go to hell. Ananda, meaning he will go to worlds which are devoid of all ananda, which are full of sorrow, meaning that my father will ultimately reach hell, full of sorrow by giving away this kind of cows to the priest. But I am son. Son means putra. Punnama narakat trayate iti putraha. The word putra is explained as put plus tra, putra. Put apparently is the name of a hell. There are a number of hells, of course, in our scriptures. One of them is put. And who is putra? Punnama narakat trayate. Putra is the one who protects his father from this naraka or hell called put. That is the role of the son, who protects his father from going to hell. My father will go to hell because of me, it looks like. Because he is giving away this kind of dilapidated cows to the priests. Ananda namate loka tamsa gacchati tadadata. When he gives away this kind of cows, will go to hell. And I am the son. I must protect my father from hell. What can I do? Maybe a 12-year-old boy. What can I do? So he thought that maybe my father has run out of all the wealth, all the cows. And therefore he is compelled to give away this kind of cows to the priests. But I am also my father's property. I am the son. Son is also considered to be the property of father, and father can give away, provided the son gives consent. As far as cow is concerned, no consent is required. You can give away the cow. You can't give away a son like that. The son should give consent. So let me go and give consent to my father. Then you can give me away also. And that way you can compensate for whatever lack there is in this dakshinas to the cows. So with this thinking, he approaches his father. His father is very busy giving away the cows and is extremely busy with rituals and all these activities. And the son goes to his father. Tata kasme mam dasas iti. Tata, father, kasme mam dasasi. Who will you give me as gift? It's a strange question, isn't it? Coming from a son to his father. Father, tata, kasme mam dasasi. Who will you give me as gift? That's a strange question. Father is very busy. And from son, this kind of question comes, he ignores. Dvitiyam, Tritiyam, but the child being what it is, persisted. Asked again, Tata kasmai mam dasasiti. Father, dad, father, who will you give me to? Dvitiyam, Tritiyam, second time, third time. That's not the way for a boy to behave, his father thought. Got angry. Mrityave tva dadamiti. I am giving you to death. This is said out of anger. Some mother sometimes says, the child is becoming a nuisance and harassing her. Says, go and jump in the well. In India they used to say to us, if we get fed up with the child, go and jump in the well. That doesn't mean I jump into the well, And so the father said to son, Mrityave tva dadamiti, I gave you to death. Go and get lost. That's what it means. The son took these words literally. He thought that if I do not obey my father's words, my father would have told a lie because his words did not come true. And that sin will perhaps require him to go to hell. Nobody ever tells a falsehood. Anupashyatha purve pratipashyatha pare. He goes to his father and says, Father, you said mrityave tva dadamiti, I am giving you to death. I am ready to go to that. Please let me go to death. He says, no, my son, I just said it out of anger. I did not mean it. The son tells him, Anupashyatha purve pratipashyatha pare. Look at our ancestors. Nobody went back on their words. Look at the learned people, the cultured people at this time also. And nobody ever goes back on their words when they say something, and they always fulfill their words. And my father, it's not right that you also go back on your words. You must let me go to death. No, this is a big thing. Father simply said out of anger, get lost. Go to hell. Son case now says, let me go to hell, let me go to death. Poor father, repented so much. But the son persisted. He said, if I don't go, that means that what you said was not right. You went back on your words. That means you will commit a sin. And that has never happened in our family, in our tradition. Look at our ancestors. Nobody ever went back on their words. Look at the present day generation and the learned people in the society. But my son, what does it mean? It means that you do go to hell, you do die. What's the big deal, he says. Sasyamamartyah pachyate, sasyamajayate punah. Sasya means like the rice. Like the crop, in the field. It becomes ripe and falls off and comes up again. So also his body is like sasyam. Also becomes ripe, falls off, will come back again. What's the big deal about this body? See what Nachiketa says to his father. What is the big deal about dying? What's the big deal about this body? It will fall, come back again. For the sake of this body, it is not proper that you should go back on your words. Satyam, or truth, is more precious than even this body. This shows Nachiketa's trust in the value of Satyam, or value of truth, that he believes that no sacrifice is greater than sacrificing the truth. And therefore, for the sake of adhering to the truth, he was willing to sacrifice his life. So great sacrifices have been noted in our culture. This is one of those. Where Parshuram was told, cut off your mother's head, he did that. That is not an example. What I am saying is that no second thought. Lord Rama was told you to go to forest 14 years, sure. So thus we have the examples in the tradition where people literally follow the command. In fact, it is not that Dasharatha, King Dasharatha, the father, he did not even directly tell Lord Rama. It is Kaikeyi who said that this is what your father wants you to do. And still Lord Rama took them as the command of his father. And no sacrifice is adequate for violating the command of the father. You want me to go to forest? I'll go to forest. What sacrifice is involved? Doesn't matter. Thus we have these tradition of sacrifice, the most precious things also for the sake of staying true to the truth, true to the words. So Lord Rama is an example, Nachiketa is an example, and father has no choice now. He shows the law. Anupashyatha purve pratipashyatha papare. Look at our ancestors, nobody ever sacrificed the truth. Look at the cultural people in the society, nobody ever goes back on their words. Sasyameva martyah pachyate, sasyameva ajayate punah. Martyah, the mortal, the body goes away like the crop, comes back. Father has no choice but to let him go to death. And thus Nachiketa goes to death. Now this is, how the trust in Satyam, truth, and the willingness to sacrifice whatever is required to sacrifice for the sake of truth, it doesn't go in vain, understand? Nachiketa's adherence to the truth and his willingness to sacrifice even his whole life for the sake of holding the truth gave him a great reward. He goes to Lord Death. And it seems that Yamaraja had gone out on a mission. What kind of mission Yamaraja would have? So Lord Death was out on a mission and returned after 3 days. When the young boy Nachiketa reached there, the consorts of Yamaraja invited him, welcomed him. Please come, have this asana, sit, have this food. He says, no, I'm sorry. My father has gifted me to Yamaraja. So I'm his property. I cannot do anything without his permission. He has to tell me what I should do whenever. Until he comes back and orders me, I cannot do anything. He stood there at the gates for 3 days and 3 nights. It took all that time for Yamaraja to return. And all that time, he stayed without food and water. Yamaraja returned. His consort said, hey, look at this Brahmana has come here. And he said, a hungry Brahmana is like fire. If you right away do not appease that fire, then he will burn everything. He will burn all your punya, burn all your everything that you accumulate in life will be gone. So come quick and pacify this Brahmana. So Yamaraja gives asana to this boy and shows proper respect and says, Brahmadev, welcome. Yamaraja, and this boy, but still he is a guest, a Brahmana guest. Yamaraja is a great person, but he is supposedly a householder. And this is the duty of a Grihastha householder, to treat the guest. Doesn't matter how old, young that guest is. So you are my guest. He was given the asana. He was, treated properly, worshipped properly. And says, you stayed hungry at my home for 3 nights. Please ask for a boon for every night that you went hungry. Thus, see how commitment to Satyam or truth did not go in vain. Nachiketa was rewarded, in a way, by fate, you can say, by Ishvara, with 3 boons. If you ask our modern day young boy, man, if you are given 3 boons, what will you ask for? Swami, first boon, BMW. Second boon, a beach home. third boon, I don't know, some kind of, So this is what I would ask for. Nachiketa did not ask for anything like that. Nachiketa says to Lord Yamaraja that I know that my father is very disturbed. He is angry also. He was angry at me. But now he must be repenting for what he said and how that required me to come to you. My father must be very unhappy. Please, in the first boon, I pray to you, please grant the peace of mind to my father. So this is how the people, the children in the Vedic times used to think. He was not important to himself. His commitments or duties were more important to him than his own self. And he thought that his duty to his father was the first one, was the most important thing. And therefore, he says, please grant peace of my mind to my father, who must be right now repenting, must be therefore very, very anxious and very angry at the same time, very worried. But what would happen? What did I say to my son? What would happen to him? Therefore, he must be repenting. Please grant peace of my mind to the father. So Yamaraja says, granted. From now on your father will sleep peacefully. One also interesting thing Nachiketa asks in that boon, please grant peace of my mind to my father, and when I return by your grace, he recognizes me as before and receives me as before. When I return to him by your grace, that means I will return also. Now, when somebody comes back from death, his father may not accept anything. He's a ghost. It's likely that his father may reject him. Says, no, my father would accept me as before, recognize me as before, and love me as before. You're a child after all. That was granted. That your father will recognize you and welcome you as before. Second boon is a little interesting that Nachiketa asks. He asks for the knowledge of ritual for reaching heaven. Now this boon is for the well-being or welfare of the society. Why should Nachiketa ask for a ritual for reaching heaven? We find he's not interested in heaven. From the third boon, he doesn't ask for heaven. So we presume that the second boon would encash for the well-being of the society, because the people in the society want to go to heaven. So please, teach me the ritual, the fire ritual, by performance of which one reaches heaven. Yamaraja granted that. And Kaṭha describes that Yamaraja, in granting this boon, describe in detail how to perform the ritual, what kind of bricks will be required, how those bricks will be arranged in the Yajna-vedi. All of this was described in great detail. And Nachiketa in his turn repeated everything verbatim. Yamaraja is mighty pleased. Look at his grasping power. All he needed to is listen once, and then he was able to repeat everything. So an additional boon also was given. Its gift was given. Of the necklace of very precious stones was given to him. He didn't care for it. He gave it to him anyway. So these are the two boons are granted. And the third boon, that Nachiketa asks for himself. First boon, the well-being of his father, which stands for his ancestors' family. Second boon for the society, which is so these three kinds of runam, or the debt we have, Pitru runam, Rishi runam. So the debt we have for our parents, ancestors, that was taken care of. The debt we have for the rishis and society is taken care of next. And now he can justify asking for his own self. And the third one, so Yamaraj has now asked for the third one. Please take care. Right now let us settle the account, because I don't want to be left. I know how you are and you will pinch me, so ask for the third boon. But in between a thing was given, that necklace was given, so there is not third boon. There is an extra boon. The third boon. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manusye astityeke nayamasti dichege etat vidya manushishyastvayaham varanamesha varastutiya. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manusye. Manusye prete yayam vichikitsa. When a manusya or a human being prete, when he dies, departs from his body, vichikitsa, this doubt remains. Astityeke, nayamasti disaike. Some say that there is the Atma, the self, other than the body. Asti. Nayamasti disaike. Some say that there is no Atma other than the body. So these views prevail about the nature of Atma, nature of the self. Edatidya manusishtastvayaham. O Yamaraja, please impart me the knowledge of the self. So why do you want that? I know that self-knowledge is a means of the Purushartha, means of moksha, means of the ultimate goal of life. I know that. You can go to anybody else. Why do you bother me? Says, no, when I come in front of you, the best teacher in the world, why should I go anywhere else? Etat vidya anushishta tvayaham. I want to be taught by you. Varanamesha varastutiya. This is the third of the three boons. So thus, in the third boon, Nachiketa asks for self-knowledge. And that's how we have the whole Kaṭha Upaniṣad, which is the teaching of Yamaraja to Nachiketa. And our Swami Paraprajñānandaji also, apparently I see that he has taken also a passage only from Kaṭha Upaniṣad. And maybe I have told her story to you, I don't know. Because after this background that I just described, I now realize, having seen all this, the dialogue that follows now between Yamaraja and Nachiketa is what the Swami is going to discuss. Anyachreya, anyadutaiva preya, tayuve nana gum nana uve purusham sinita, etc. So this is the background of Nachiketa receiving knowledge from Yamaraja. In Kaṭha Upaniṣad, in very simple words, imparts very profound knowledge. Kathopanishad also is well known for its simile of chariot. Again, if I tell all of this, then what will Swamiji tell you? So I guess. Now I realize, that I should leave something for her also. Oh, it's talking Mundaka Upanishad? Oh, all right. What does he say? Okay. Dve vidya veditavya. All right, then I'm safe. Maybe in the next camp she's going to do that. I don't know. Okay. So we can continue. So Yamaraja, Lord Death, imparts some wonderful knowledge to Nachiketa, in which there is a famous, what do you call it? Not simile, but then of chariot. Metaphor. A famous metaphor of Ratha or chariot, where our life is compared to a journey. But the metaphor of chariot, the Upanishad suggests that our life is a journey. And for performing this journey, we've also been given all the infrastructure in the form of a vehicle. In those days, the vehicle used to be a chariot. What may be a motor car right now was a chariot at that time. And thus the human life is compared to a journey. And for carrying out that journey, the human being is given an outstanding vehicle, the chariot, and this personality is a chariot, which means that Ishvara has given us what all is required to carry out that journey, to reach that goal. That goal is called Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam, the supreme abode of Lord Vishnu. And for carrying out the journey in our life, this personality is the equipment given to us. This personality, body, mind, sense complex, is compared to a chariot. Atmanam rasanam viddhi, shariram rasamevatu, buddhim tu saratham viddhi, manah pragrahamevacha, indriyani hayan ahu, vishayamsteshu gocharan, atmendriya manoyuktam, bhoktetyahur manishina. Shariram rasamevatu. This body is in place of the chariot. Indriyani hayan ahu. The sense organs of perception are in place of the hayan or the horses. The horses, when they see grass at a distance, they automatically tend to move towards that. The chariot is not careful, then the horses will automatically swerve towards the grass. Likely that the chariot may be overturned because if it goes out of the path. Just as horses have a natural affinity for the grass, so the sense organs of perception have a natural affinity for the sense objects. Fivefold sense objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, and your corresponding five organs of perception. And there is a natural affinity with which we are born. Paranchikani, Vyatuna Swambhu, Tasmat Parang Pashyati, Nantaratman. Ishvara has given us a mind which is what you call extrovert. The mind is born with a natural affinity for seeking pleasure from the world, from the objects of the world. The poor mind feels very inadequate in itself, and therefore is always out seeking pleasure. So mind always looks at this Shabda, Sparsha, the various objects of the world, in search for pleasure. So tendency is always to look out. Tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. Bhagavan has given us the sense organs of perception which are designed to look outward. Nantaratman, the sense organs, they do not see the self. If this little thing Bhagavan had done, the sense organs were able to see the self. Our eyes only can see objects other than out there, and ears can always, hear the sounds out there. If the sense organs of perception also had the ability to see the self, that would have, there would have been no problem in life. But no, they cannot. They are not designed to. And it is left to us to turn them inward. That task is given to us. Bhagavan has made the sense organs and mind naturally extrovert and given us this task or exercise to turn them inward. Kaschidhiraha pratyagatmanam avrutta chakshuhu amutatvamichanna. Avrutta chakshuhu, meaning one whose eyes are turned inwards. Chakshu means sense organs. Pratyagatmanam. And that's how he saw Pratyagatma. He saw his own self by turning the sense organs and mind inward. So this is the task given to us. Why would Bhagavan and himself given us the mind and sense organs which could see inward? There would have no problem. But then what would Bhagavan? Bhagavan wants to watch this drama. And we go around and are not knowing what it is that we are searching for, like the 10th man. And thus keep taking birth one after the other. I guess Bhagavan must be watching or whatever. That is how his world, samsara, goes on. And so the Purushartha, the real human pursuit, the real human effort is to turn the mind inward. Although our own scriptures say dharma, artha, kama, etc., they are not purusharthas. Moksha is the purushartha, and that means seeing one's own self. And the faculties that we are given to see is our mind, basically. And the mind can see the self provided mind is turned towards the self. Mind, which has a natural tendency always to look out there, has to be turned inward. And the Tikakara explained, describes his effort. as comparable to turning the flow of the river to its source, imagine. So that is the Purushartha, that's the task given to us. We don't even recognize that that is the task. We keep following the tendency of the mind, we are seeking pleasure outside and we also follow that. Indriyanam ichartam yanmano nuvidyate tadasya hrati prajñam vayurnavivam vasi. Lord Krishna says that one who follows the sense organs and the mind, he gets lost in his life. Like the wind distracts a boat from its path and takes it in a different direction. And so also all these sense organs and the attractions, they turn the mind away from its path, turn in a different direction. That's how the pure human being is lost. So this is the background of the Kaṭha Upaniṣad. At some point in time, this passage comes, Uttishthata, Jagrata. So we will come to that passage from where we are right now and discuss. This is a very beautiful passage, giving us the guidance for the whole life. Uttishthata, Jagrata, Prapyavaran, Nibodhata. There are 4 instructions here. Uttishthata, arise. Jagrata, awake. Prapyavaran, may you approach the wise people. Nibodhata, may you gain knowledge from them. As 4 things are there, we will continue our discussion. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.